Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually gives you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, so guys, if you're new to my channel, I roll up actually daily tips. You want to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification icon so you can actually get these, you can see these tips in your YouTube stream. Guys, this is part 2 of the first part of the Singleback Y off trio out of the RAMS playbook. We're going to take a look at a couple of the base plays we're going to call, and then the audibles that we're going to call. Now, as far as the other audibles that we have in it, is one of them is stick. I've got a way to read that. Also, 4 verticals is the other place. Now, I looked at the wide receiver screen, but it's just too high. It's too high risk for the reward. There's really not that big enough a reward enough for it, so I don't like this screen. 0-1 trap is pretty close to dive, but I do notice that the counters are pretty unique. Curl flat's not necessarily the best play. Sluggo seam didn't really grab my attention. So really what I want to do is for my base plays, if I'm not calling in the previous series play action motion slide, I'm going to call either the counter Y or I'm going to call the halfback zone. So let's call the halfback zone primarily because this is just such an effective run, and all you're just going to basically do is just look for the holes, man. You know, you get a good offensive line, you get a good running back, you should be able to go ahead and run this ball pretty effectively against most players. As you see right there, you know, even in a red box, I was able to go ahead and get basically 2 or 3 yards off of that. As you can see right there, just another 5 yards. So that's a good thing about a halfback zone. It's just a basic play. You can flip it back to the backside too if you want to, and it's just another way you can go ahead and attack your opponent. So let's go ahead and jump into the other run, which is the counter Y. Alright, so the other run is going to be the counter Y, and if you've followed my channel in the past, I've always been, like Madden 17, I didn't really care for counters. I didn't really think they were that great, but this year they actually look really good. Now the one thing I do not recommend is actually flipping this counter. The reason why is either this tight end, Higbee, is really bad, or basically he doesn't block very well. So I recommend always running this off to the left side, and really what you're going to do is just try to stretch this puppy out to the left hand side to pick up some pretty tough yards. But what you want to do is you want to kind of look for the way your tackle's going. He's going to kind of give you an idea whether you're going to run it inside or take it wide. Generally your tackle is going to give you an idea where you're going to get a seal, or you're going to have to take this wide. So right here I have to take this wide because the tackle didn't come in and take any kind of linebackers out. So it comes back in again, and I got a little guy that chased me off the backside like that. Let's see if we can go ahead and hit this again. Nice blocking right there, and all I have to do is get past the safety. So if I bullied through a safety right there, that run would have went house. Now double A gap, I've never really found this to be a very stout defense against a run, but you can see right there I was able to pick up 10 yards. So let's go ahead and jump into 2 other audibles that we're going to take a look at. We're going to take a look at stick. Now with stick, basically my read is going to be from Watkins to Higbee and then to Cup. Those are going to be my reads. Now I generally don't look at Austin. He's just not a read I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at Austin, Higbee, and then Cup. And the reason I look at Watkins first is because he's going to be my first read against man coverage. If I don't see a defender actually falls underneath him, I'm going to go and fire the ball. Then I'll look at Higbee and then Cup, because these 2 routes complement each other and they can't be covered at the same time against zone coverages. So let's just go ahead and make a read from there. So right now I know that zone of the area is going to be wide open because there's no defenders in the area falling back. So let's just go back to stick again. And we're going to go ahead, defender falls, and as you can see right here, I looked at Higbee. He's my next read, wide open, easy 10 yards with a stick route. So got a defender that falls into the area of Watkins, which is that yellow zone by the double A gap linebacker. And I'm going to go back to Watkins right here to go and pick up some pretty easy yards. So the real trick with this, with stick, is just making fast progressions and knowing exactly where you're going to do that. And what's good about actually picking a side and kind of rotating over, it's just going to be easier for you to make your progressions. So right now, there was a linebacker that fell into Watkins' area, and that's where Higbee is wide open. And eventually, what's going to happen is that Cup is going to be on the outside. He's going to be on a little island like this, where you can make a completion on the sideline. So that's what you're going to basically look at. So now you got a progression. You've got basically with if you're using the play action motion slide, you've got underneath routes motion going the other way. You've also got the play action motion post dig. You've got routes attacking to your opponent off the left hand side all over the middle, and then you can finally hit them with another audible right here, which is going to be 4 verticals. Now guys, I don't necessarily have to go out of my way to kind of explain this particular play to you. 4 verticals has been in the game. It's been something that's been broken down and just mastered by a lot of top Madden players out there, but basically my first progression is going to be that slot receiver Cup, and I'm going to go ahead and see what his defender does. If the defender actually goes ahead and follows him where it looks like it's a man read because he's on top of a man, I'll look at Higbee as my next option. Because generally he's going to get into an area against man coverage where he'd be wide open. Now what's good about with verticals is that any good Madden player will actually go ahead and make some kind of adjustments to it just to make it a little bit better of a read for you. So a quick out route over here, defenders just can't get out there right there, where you can actually go ahead and hit that up if you get creative with verticals. So play that gets used and abused a lot in Madden. I got a little dump down too that I can go and drop down to the running back. So guys, this is a single back Y off trio in the RAMS playbook. Look at the first part, which is going to be showing you the play action motion post dig, play action motion slide, and also the inside zone. All auto motions that should give your opponent the same type of look. Now if you throw in a halfback zone, a counter wide, and then obviously you stick in 4 verticals, it's really going to cause your opponent a hard time because you're attacking every part of the field practically. So to my subscribers, thank you for support. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button and hit a like if you like this content. And if you want to see this content in advance, go ahead and look into the notes and look at my Patreon account. Just for $1 a month, you can get these tips released to you in advance, so you don't have to sit and wait for it to get released a few weeks later after I've actually broken them out. So once again, to my subscribers, thank you for your support, and until next time.